Welcome back to another video, you guys. I see so many times where people don't know callouts on any of the maps in Arena. So I will go into the maps and show you guys where these callouts are so it makes a lot more sense. Thank you for about 16% of you that subscribed to my channel that watched the last video. I really appreciate you guys. Even the people that didn't subscribe, I hope you liked the video, but please like and subscribe. It does help me out a lot because I'm a really small content creator. And shouts out to the people that inform me about this website, but there is a website called arena-esports.com. This is a newer website and I'll have it down in the description below. With this website, we'll go over tournaments, teams like assemblies, a bunch of different esports information, but more importantly, it has the map callouts that people commonly use. I think it's funny how this is called the Bowl, but they have all information on every callout. It has every specific name as you hover over everything. You are able to even click on this Arena Strats kind of little button here. Yeah, if you click this little drawing mode here, you can show, what kind of strats and stuff that you want to do, different things. You can plan things out even with your friends if you want to take ranked mode a little bit more seriously in Arena. They even have a mini map mode as well, but we'll just be using the top view and I will go into the game and show you exactly where everything is and the callouts. So it looks like we're going to start on this side of the map where this APC is, and leading to office side over there. So first on BlastGang, a lot of people call this split in this direction that goes to B or to A, but again on the callout map we have it called A link or B link. This makes a lot more sense because again it's the link that goes to A or to B. We'll focus on the A site first. This is called square. It's just a nice kind of square area here on the map. And we have tower, obviously. It's a big tower. This is just under tower. And then we have this lane. Doesn't look like this lane is listed anything. You could probably even call this A long if you wanted to. And on long we have these sandboxes, and then that leads to generator here. This is generator. Looks like on the app, this is called Tetris right here, or hop up. It's this little call up right here. I call it hop up because you can vault onto it. I don't know if you're able to get on top of this area anymore. I know before you were able to do some kind of vaulting to get up top there. Moving on to the site, this is called pillar. And then this is banana going around this edge here. I'll show you the interactive map here, pillar and banana. We're gonna go through a link. This is called headshot, this spot right here by this penguin. You could probably also call that penguin if you wanted, but headshot is the most common call out. Again, I would really base everything off of this interactive map. Headshot, it's called headshot because of obviously you're only really able to hit somebody's head when they're aiming over here. Moving back on a site, again, this is called rat. This is called rat because you're able to sit in this corner. For anybody kind of pushing through B link and then to A link here, you're able to sit back in this tuck over here. This is called FIFA. I didn't know why it was called FIFA on the map until I came over here. It's a big soccer ball. It's also the tail over hanging right here. So you could call this tail or FIFA. I would just stick with FIFA because again, we want to stay as current as possible. Over by Tetris, we have this area on the opposite side of this middle wall. It's called pocket. It was in this little pocket here. We have ambulance, ambu. I wouldn't really call it, I'll just call it ambulance. Med 90. That is a crazy call out. I would assume this is med 90 because of the 90-degree angles that are in the corner. This is ramp. There's only one ramp in this map, or med. You could call it med ramp if you want. Leading to bridge. This is called bridge here. And we have tuck. Again, just a little tuck corner right here. So tuck, bridge, then ramp. And then this is just called under bridge. This spot right here. On the map we have under bridge, bush. This is called bush because of the bush. This area, so this is called A main, this entire area here outside of under bridge. So this whole bit right here is A main. And then we have apex or Z. I'm not sure why this is called Z. I think it's because it's kind of like a Z here. But yeah, just call it apex, I guess. And then this is A plat, so the platform leading to A site, which makes a lot of sense. This is med short right here. And then med lane is over on this side. Again, this whole side is called medical or med because or med tent because of the medical symbol on this side. So in team fight, you have a few objectives that you could capture, which is B or A. This is where A site typically is in team fight, in the team fight game mode. That's why this is called Old A, which is this spot right here. We got the nose of heli. This is just called simply nose. Then we have dark, which is around this side over here, which is just kind of like a slightly darker area. So that was A site. I'm going to move on to B. Again, we have B link over there. That's by A link, obviously. But leading through here, we have what's called Apps Lane. So Apartments Lane or Apps Lane. And then this is called green. This green container that you pass through. This whole lane here is Apps Lane. This is called orange right here, this corner. I don't know why it's called orange. Maybe because of this metal thing that kind of looks orange. Or pixel. I also don't know why it's called pixel. This is called default. These boxes right here on this on B site, because if you're planting default, you're gonna plant right onto this box in this corner right here. We have B generator. This is the generator on B site. Again, you can vault up this to get you up into heaven as well. And then this is called B Heaven. And then over here is Hell or Trash. There used to be a bunch of trash bags there, but I think there's just a truck here now. Going up Apps Lane here, we have, this is called Heaven Ramp or Wood Ramp, because it makes a wood noise as you're going up it. This is called Apartments Van right here. This yellow van. This leads to Apartments Ramp or Office Ramp. And this leads into Office or Apartments. This is called Arches right here, this little area. And then this is called Top Office. This entire area is Top Office. And from Top Office, if we go down below here, this is called Zero. I have no idea what this is called. Zero. This is called Old B. This entire area here, as you can see on the map. Old B is, again, where B site is in team fight. Again, this entire area is Old B. Also label these as triple and double. And then this spot is called Ninja right here. This is called Cargo. I'm not too sure as to why it's called Cargo. Maybe it's because of a cargo van. I don't know. This is called Cargo though. I would just stick with it. This is what's listed on the map. This area next to it is called Jove. J-O-V. I really don't know why. It's kind of a weird call out. I'll just call this entire area Cargo. Or you could call this B main. I'd maybe just call it B main, because it doesn't look like they put anything here as B main. So I would call this entire area here B main. We have this platform here, B plat, because again, it's the platform closest to B. I think this area is called dark because this area has a light. So that's why that area is called dark. So this area is light because there's a light bulb right there. So coming from the opposite spawn over here in this area, if we run to the left, this is where B site is going to be. We have this spot right here, which is short or nose lane. I don't know why it's called nose lane, but short is what I would also call it. It's just a very short lane. And we have long. This is B long. There is a staircase right here as well. I think there's a label for the stairs, just called stairs. It's the only staircase in the entire map. That is pretty much it for Bowl. If you have any questions or if you want to go back to the start of this section, again, just refer to the timestamps down below. All right, we finished up Bowl. Now it's time to go to Bay 5. We're spawning in this massive warehouse on this side, and we're going to go and just go down the list again. From the spawn, again, going outside here, this is called garage, this area right here, this little garage spot. Going over here, we have this area, which is called catwalk. This is fire truck. Makes a lot of sense because guess what? It's a big fire truck. This area by this side is called harbor. Over here, this entire area, harbor or beach. As we run through harbor over here, we come over to these this forklift area. This is called carpet. This right here is called carpet. I really do not know why it's called carpet. Makes literally no sense. I would call this B main. Just stick with what the callouts are there. This is called boiler, because these kind of look like boilers, I guess, or like water pumps. This is called 90 or rat. I definitely call this rat because only rats will sit in this corner here just waiting for people to come along. They have these fuel, we call this You could just call it 1 or 2. I think that's a pretty good call out as long as everybody calls it the same thing. That's all that matters, because then you can easily identify which one they're behind. And then we have ninja over here, also called a bad word, because again, if you sit in this corner, you are a little inside this warehouse. We have this box is called headshot. I think it's called headshot because you can see people over the area there. I really don't know why this is called headshot, but it is. This is old headshot because usually again in team fight, there's a wooden ramp that leads up to the wood up top there. And that used to be called headshot in team fight, or it still is. Leading over here, this is connector, leading into the warehouse. Again, we can see here, connector. Coming out through B main, we have forklifts, the only forklift worth noting in the map. And then this area is called banana. Yeah, this kind of is like banana because it wraps around just a little bit. And then this is heaven ramp, leading up into heaven. This is heaven up top here. And we come over here, the other spawn, and this area is called Speedway, coming through here. And this is Hell, because it's underneath Heaven up top here. So again, Speedway, Hell, and then Banana going through this direction. There's not a huge reason to make, I guess, a call out for this area, this empty area here. They did make call outs for the spot leading to connector, to inner. Inner is referring to these boxes here, and this is outer. So what they have listed here, outer. So this is just the outer part of the box. This is called con box in the middle. So it's connector box. That's why it's called con box. That makes a lot of sense. I think this is a good name for con box. And you have outer, then inner, this area. This is called green, just straight up green, because it's you have slanted green up there, but it's the only way to pass through into mid. Again, still focusing on B site, we have red crate right here, or you can just call it red. This is called green spawn or orange. And then we have elbow or front maze. I would just call this elbow because it's a very easy call out. So elbow for this little area right here. This is called ice cream. Again, we have the truck there, the A truck or ice cream coming through elbow, going up mid, past green. This is sandwich. People usually call this area sandwich. This whole area is just called sandwich, and because the boxes are sandwiched together. And then over here we have 45. So 45 is because of the 45-degree angle or slant. That's what this box is called. This is white crate. And then we have dumpster, which is this dumpster right here. I have no idea why this is called freezer. I would not call this long thing here freezer. I would call this smuggle, because that's what people call it in team fight. This long box here, I would call smuggle. I would call this smuggle box. Let's call it Tetris because usually there's a little box here you could jump on top of to get up top. And this is called fire escape usually, this kind of area right here. And then we have FedEx. This is called FedEx because, who knows? They just need names for these vans. I think it's probably because of these boxes here. So just try to remember. This van is called FedEx. This is called toilets right here because, for porta potties. This is called cement because of the cement boxes that are here. I've seen people call this like so many different things. I've heard jungle, and this thing it's called underpass. I would just call this mesh. I'll just call this area mesh because it's literally mesh kind of camo. So I would just call this area mesh. So I would continue to call this underpass, this area here. And we have van, which is right over here. I would maybe call this like tire van. This van here, the tire van. We have Joe? What? Joe? I have no idea why it's called Joe. I'll just call it like Zazak or something for this area because of the name of this truck. I have no idea why it's called Joe. That's such a stupid thing to call it Joe. Or you could call it Tarcone, but I would just call it like Zazak or something. And then leading over here, we have Suicide. This is a very good call out name because again, as you're running through on a site here, it's kind of a suicide run because people can easily peek you through this area. This is called Bus. Again, a good call out for this spot right here. This bus. We have T doors. A doors right here, or A main, or gate. That works. Windows is this pass through right here. I really think this is a great call out. Windows. Leading on to A site, we have rat. This is a very good call out because you could easily rat in the back of the site here. People can even plant, and if you're just kind of crouched and laying in this corner, they can't really see you. Okay, so T-doors, that makes sense. So terrorist side, counter-terrorist, so it's counter-strike. So T-doors, that actually is a pretty good call out. So T-doors is this, so pushing from attacker's side, and then CT doors is pushing from defender's side or counter-terrorist side. So pushing through these doors right here. You have A site. And again, this back part is called office. I think this should still be called alley, this entire back area. And now this area leading up here is also listed as alley, but I would call this just alley connector because this leads from a main. I would just call this a main, this entire area. I would call this area here a main. Then I would call this alley connector, and then I would have this lead into alley. I'm sorry if I missed a few callouts, you guys. I'm doing my best to cover all of them. There's a few little spots like this one called Cubby that I kind of missed. Cubby's this back part right here where you're able to hide. Next up, we got Fort. I didn't even notice, but I think that's kind of where Bay 5 is at. Way over there, the shipyard. Fort is a very big map. Here we have, this is again CT spawn or defender spawn on this side of the map. That's why they call this CT. Coming right outside here, it's a CT area, or you could call it defenders. And leading over here, we have banana, which leads around, again starting from here, going around this area, ending right here. We have then like a staircase or CT stairs or defender stairs running down here. And this is called cannons because of the cannons. From cannons here, we go up by rocks. These are rocks right here, obviously. And this is called secret right here in the small lane. You can see here, secret or dark. Then we have tower, which is again this tower here. You can go underneath it. This is actually called dark. Some people call it fire. I don't know why it's called dark or fire. I think it's called fire because of this little candle that's here. I'd probably just call it fire because this area is not dark. And this leads to tower. Tower, I think, it's also called spiral. B site right here. And we have secret. I didn't even notice a hand before. Then we have rocks. And lead down here. And then we have outside. It's called outside, this little kind of roundabout area here. Leading from outside, we have bunker, which is right here, this big bunker area. This makes a lot of sense, clearly a bunker. And leading up from bunker, we have B ramp. It's a pretty good call out. I like that B ramp call out. And then just so you guys know, default for B plant is going to be right here, right against this wall on this side, right there. And leading from B ramp, we have a little jump up into bed. There's a bed in here. You could probably even call this bunny if you wanted to. And this leads to mid. This entire area is called mid. It makes a lot of sense. It's a very good call out. Then leading to B, we have B connector. Perfect sense. Leading into here. Tetris, this makes a lot of sense. Tetris leading up top here to the ramp. Then we have catwalk, which also makes a lot of sense up top here. Let's call this cat hole, catwalk hole if you wanted to, or bunk. I like that. It's a little bunk area. Also call it blood if you want. Leading to drop. I like that. That's a good call out. I like cat hole. Cat hole is has a pretty good ring to it. It's pretty obvious too. That's the catwalk hole. And we have heaven here. I'll just call this heaven stairs leading up here. You can call it upper as well. Upper's pretty good, but I'll just call this lower. I'll call this lower and upper. That makes a lot of sense. Obviously underneath here is hell. Going from lower here and then into this area. Let's see if it's called something marked. I like that because again we have the marked symbols here. So marked leads to, I think is blue or jail. I think this is called jail because of the jail cells there. I would call this jail. It's a pretty good call out. Okay, and we have leading to A site, which is lobby. I do like this. This looks like a lobby. We have kitchen. There's a little kind of kitchen area here. This whole entire L shape that's all kitchen. Going through lobby here, we have tunnel or A link. Makes a lot of sense. Then we have lockers, which again, there's a bunch of lockers there. We have hole. You call it a hole if you want. That's a pretty good ring to it. And then you got sandbox and double. Double's a pretty good call out. You could also call this headshot. Definitely call that headshot. Sandbox right here, the big sandbox in the middle. Ninja, somebody's kind of hiding over here, waiting for somebody to plant. It's a good call out. Logs. Yeah, you could just call this logs. I'd call this entire area logs over here. I'll just call this entire area logs. By the way, default for planting on A site. It's going to be right on this top spot right here along this kind of line. Go through kitchen, and this is A long, which also makes a lot of sense. We have showers in here that goes to lockers, and then again, lockers leads to the main spawn for attacker side. That's pretty much it for fort. And last but not least, we have Skybridge. So this is defender spawn. Very pretty map. As we come out of defender spawn, we have the route to the left here. This is called CT for counter-terrorist, but you can just call it defenders if you want. We're going to go to B site first, where the trains are at. We have ramp. This is called ramp right here because of the ramp that leads up to the blue train. We have B long. That's pretty self-explanatory. You got big box here. It's because it's a really big box. You can call it green box or green as well. I'll just call it big box. That's a pretty good call out for this area. We have graffiti, which is right here. Graffiti makes a lot of sense. This is back site here. We have water barrels or water. I have no idea why this is called water. This box here. There's literally no water barrels anywhere. Instead of calling this water or barrels, I would just call it Pac-Man. Just call this freaking box Pac-Man. Like who in their right mind wants to call this water or barrels? Just call it Pac-Man. It's the same syllables as water. Pac-Man. Just call this Pac-Man, this box. So these are actually pretty good callouts for B3, B2, and B1 because you have 3 connection doors through the blue train here. This is B1 because this is the first train connector. B2, and then this one over here is B3, the spot. Because there's not really a middle section on this map, this is called mid, this section right here, which definitely makes a lot of sense. Then you have mid box, which is right here as well. Up top here, we have heaven. This is heaven right here. This area. And then this is hell because it's underneath heaven. This area is called nose. I would probably call this like supply since there's like a supply crate right there. I think, or metal because you're walking on metal here. B short is right here leading over to red mid or red train. From defender spawn, we can go up these stairs here. This leads up to what's called jungle. This is called jungle because of all the trees and everything. Makes perfect sense. Going through jungle, we have connector or jungle stairs. I like jungle stairs. The call out's pretty good. You have trash or toxic over here. Toxic is this kind of back area. I'd probably just call this area trash. Coming from trash. And then you have U-turn. I like U-turn a lot. U-turn because there's like a U shape there. Going past the red box there, I would call this metal. That's what I encourage people to call it. And this is B main over here. And B main will lead into the T side spawn or again attacker spawn. This is called esky or escalator. So T spawn escalator or attack spawn escalator. This is lobby up here. This entire area is called lobby. And that leads to heaven, which is right here, which oversees B site. From the escalator, we have hole, which leads to A site. From defender spawn, we have a little imprint of a man on this garage. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that. Jungle, okay, trash is up through this spot. Okay, this is trash here. That makes sense. So we have jungle, and then we have banana over here. Banana makes a lot of sense, yeah, because it's kind of curved area. From banana, we have what's called garden. People call it 90 as well. I'll just call it garden because it's a little bit more specific instead of 90, which there's so many 90-degree angles in this game. Scaffold makes a lot of sense. This spot in the middle here is called scaffold right there. And we have backsite. Makes perfect sense for a backsite. This box is called default because this is where you plant the bomb typically and is the default A site plant. We have headshot or HS box. I just call this headshot, this box right here, because again, the only way to be able to kill somebody here is with a headshot. We have rat, which is this corner right here. I think this is a great spot, and I think it's a good call out. This leads to VIP. This is the Tarkov VIP lounge leading into this area. This whole area where there's wood, this is all VIP. Again, leading up from the attacker spawn, leading up the escalator into a hole again, we have VIP. This is called A main, and then we have A short leading into the spot right here. And then we have sandwich, which is right here. It's called sandwich because there's 2 boxes on either side. This is all called KFC. So this entire area is called KFC. This is called elevator is it's in front of the elevator here, this entire kind of spot here. We have the stairs, which is KFC stairs, which leads back down into attacker spawn. The attacker spawn again is back over there. Again, some of those callouts are just a little weird. They kind of don't make any sense, and I'm sure they'll just kind of evolve and change over time. The tricky part is really just having more people play ranked and play competitive a little more seriously, but there's just not a lot of people playing the game right now still. Check out the link below for the website that I use to get all this information so you guys can study and watch this video to help analyze where the callouts are. And in the next video, I will show where the callouts are for team fight. For team fight, I probably won't do every single map because some people just don't play like Air Pit or Fort anymore or Sawmill. I'll probably just stick to the more popular ones that people actually play still. Thank you guys for watching. Please let me know in the comments below if these callouts helped you guys out at all in your competitive matches, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.